Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to replace your buttons on your Delco radio. This is a typical CD player from a Monte Carlo or maybe a Blazer. The buttons are all worn. The display lights are out in it. So we're going to replace the lights and these buttons, and I'm going to show you how to take it apart and do that. There's a couple different versions of it. This is a CD. We have the cassette here. I will show you how to take apart the cassette and the CD. And we have another cassette, which is right here. Let me get it in the video. They're a little bit different, and I'll show you the difference in each of them. So we're going to start with the CD. Make sure you take off the knobs. There's the tune knob. Take off the volume knob too. Pull these both off. Set them aside. Flip this over. And you notice these actually have little star bits. There's two here, one here, and then you got a 1/4 inch here. This is actually a T10. We're going to remove those first. I got my T10 here. We'll take out both of these. Take this one out also. We'll lay this down, and you need a 1/4 inch. Whoops. Get my 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch nut driver. We'll just pop that right on out of here. Set it aside, and then you can pry this thing open. Should come open pretty easily usually. Then just kind of pull it back. Then you can see inside. What we need to do here, there's a wiring harness right here, this red one, and it's a green plug down in the board. You need to lightly rock it back and forth and unplug it. It only plugs in one way, so you can't really mess it up. There's a white one here. We're gonna rock it back and forth a little bit and pull it out. Get both of these loose. Don't take anything else loose. Now what we need to do is get the faceplate to come loose. There's these little tabs. What we need to do is get a little screwdriver in there. I'll start with that one, then go to this one. Kind of pull on it a little. Easy though. Try to pop. You can hear them pop. There's one on here. There's one here. Very carefully get these out without breaking them. You can use a butter knife if you don't have a flat blade. One here, one here. Sometimes it will re-snap, but it will easily remove the face. Pull the wiring through this little hole here. And now we have the face off. You can set your radio aside for now. We set this down. What we need here, there's a bunch of little bolts here, little screws. They are 1/8. Here's my 1/8. I'll put it in here. If I can get in there. And then take each one of these out. They're not very long, so it doesn't take too much to get them out. It's just a circuit board screwed to a piece of plastic, so it's not too tight. So definitely be careful when you put it back in so you don't over tighten it. There's quite a few of them in here, as you can see. Just look at every one of them. We'll count them here. I think there's 10. Get that out. Get that out. This one out. They look like they're all out. Let's see, we got a total of 1. No, that's not 1. That's not 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, appears to be 8. Let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're a little different on a cassette. I think there might be a few more, but they're pretty much the same as far as taking apart. Now you need to flip it back over, and you can see there's a nut here. We need to get rid of that. This, I believe, is a 11mm socket. It just fits right on there, and you can get that nut off, set it aside, get the washer off. And there's the washer. Then easily pull this up and out. Now we have it loose from the board, or from the faceplate. As you can see the faceplate here, there's this little blue thing. This is where the light shines through, so you can tell that your CD, where it slides in, it will fall out. It's the same on the cassette. Just pull it out, set it aside, so you don't lose it. Now, we need a little flat blade screwdriver again. This little white piece here we need to remove in order to get to the buttons. It's the only thing holding them in there. There's a little catch right here. You just got to kind of pry it there, and there's one right here. And we'll pry on it a little bit here. This pulls right out. Now be very careful that you don't flip this thing over, because all the buttons and everything will fall out. There's this little white piece of plastic in here, clear plastic, white coloring. This is for the lights, to make them kind of glow through the whole face. Let's see if we can get this one out. Just pull this one up and out real easy, set it aside, and try to get this one out. Sometimes they're a little hard to get out. They've been in there for a long time. This is an old radio. Get it out, set it aside. Now be very careful at this point. Now we need to get this piece up here very carefully. Remove this. This kind of gives it the bluish tint, a little blue tint to it. And then we got this little foam. You got to very carefully remove it. Don't pull too hard or you'll rip it. And just kind of set it aside also. Now you can see your buttons. If you know which ones you need to replace, it's pretty easy. I usually just kind of hold them up above my head. I won't do that since you can't see it. Let me see what my new buttons are. I got some new buttons for this because it's all beat up looking. As I look, I'm going to try to flip it around a little bit. Kind of hard to see. If I can flip it and not lose any of them. Yeah, I kind of goofed up. Oh well. We need to we'll just pull them out as we go. We'll pull this one out here. This was, good grief, can't even tell what it was. This is probably, I don't know if I got another CD sitting around here. This would be the number 4 reverse. Let me see if I can find the new one. Okay, we got the new one. They only go in one way. It'll fit right in there. Just let it drop in. Pull this one up. It's all beat up. Number 5. Get your number 5. Here's number 5. Drop it in there. We'll pull number 6 out. It's all beat up. We got a new number 6. I believe this one was bad, which is number 3. Next button. Drop it in. I'll pull this one up. I believe that's a number 2. Yep, number 2 random. Drop it in. Then last but not least here, we got the previous, which is a number 1. We got a nice new number 1 here. We'll drop it in. And let me look this. Oh yeah. This one's bad here too. This is the AM FM button, which we have a new one here. Drop it in. Okay, now that we got those fixed, they're all in there. Easily set it down on a nice flat surface. Start putting this stuff back in here. We got the foam. We'll just drop it back down in there real nice and neatly. Then take the plastic, insert it back in there. We got this plastic, it fits right down in here. And this piece here kind of wedges in here. Sometimes it can be a little hard to get back in there. It's got a clip. See if we can get it go in there. I know it goes right back in here, and just trying to force it down in there, and it doesn't want to go. Let me pop this back up. There's a clip. There we go. Just kind of going to force it down in there. And we'll put this piece back in here. I can't remember where it went. There we go. Just kind of easily push that first one in, second one in, and we're good. Now, faceplate looks nice and new. There's all the buttons back in and in place. Just clean them up a little bit, make them look nice and new. And we can put this piece right here, back in here. That fits right in there. Just kind of slides in there, and there that is. And now that we're done putting the new buttons into the faceplate, we can put the circuit board back in here. Let me get this piece in here right first. Make sure you get this in here nice and neat. Now we got the circuit board with our lights on it. We're going to put it back on here, easily get it through this hole, and make sure it falls flat. You can tell if it's nice and flat on here. Then we put the bolts back in, or the little screws. See, we got 8 of them. Just put them all back on here. I think we had 8 total, was it? Put them all back. And that's all there is to it. They're all back together. Oh yeah, don't forget to do this though. The volume knob, we need to put the bolts back in there. Put the washer back on, the nut back on, tighten it back up, and we're good to go. Just put it back together the same way we took it apart, and that's pretty much it for changing the buttons. I said I would show you a couple different styles. That's a CD. Here we have a cassette for the same type radio, or same look, and take it apart. We're going to take out this 1/4 inch nut up here, remove that. Then we got the 2 small ones here that we need to remove. We'll get our socket here. And this is a 3/16. Got 2 of them that remove. Remove that one. Remove this one. And that'll get the bottom off. You might have to get a screwdriver in there and pry it up a little bit. Pry it up on both ends here. You can just kind of slide it off. And now we got the actual radio board here that we have to remove in order to get to the plugs to remove the face. Again, we're going to use the 3/16. There's a bolt here, or a screw here. one here that we'll remove. Kind of hard to get a hold of. One up here. And then there's one just below the antenna here. We need to remove this one also. Just easily get this one out of here. Then this radio board will lift up, and it's got a plug right here that you can just easily unplug it, set this aside, and here's your two plugs to your faceplate. One red one white one. You can't get them backwards, so just unplug them, remove the face just like I showed you on the CD player. That's that style. Then we got another cassette. Looks just like that one, but it is a little different internally. Got a 1/4 inch screw here, which is already fallen out, or I've already removed it, so we won't have to worry about that one. We got the two here that we got to remove, so we'll remove the two of those, or two of them I should say. Just remove all three of those. Then you can just kind of lift this face up and off, and this is how the inside of this one looks. You got a longer red cable and a white cable. You unplug them, they only plug in one way. You pop the face off just like you did the others with the clips, and that's it. You can take the faceplate off of any of these, take out the buttons the same way as you would the CD, and that's it for this video. The next video I'm going to do, we're going to change the light bulbs in one of these. The cassette and CD is pretty much the same thing, so we'll do that on our next video.